And this industry, the construction industry, is what gets this country off its arse every time there's a recession. You know, people investing in building houses, building flats, building utilities. And this industry keeps going. And when there's a recession, builders find a way to keep things going and finding a way to work. It's a really important industry. It's a multi-billion-pound industry, and yet it's represented on TV as if it's some half-assed bunch of jack-the-lads making things up as they go along. I think it doesn't help that people have, like various politicians and things, have referred to white van man at some stage, and that sort of lumps in with it. That certainly hasn't helped. I think people don't understand about the construction industry. It's full of good, decent, hard-working people, you know, making a living and trying to do the best by their families. We need to be obsessed, stop being obsessed as a nation with people getting degrees.
Yeah.
There's an ambition amongst some of the politicians to get half the country, half school leavers, to have degrees. At the point where half the school leavers have degrees, they're pointless because half the country's got a degree. I mean, it's kind of meaningless. There are things that you need a degree for. You know, engineering, being a lawyer, being an architect, doctors, vets. There are things you need degrees for. But getting degrees for the sake of degrees, and I'm not denigrating anybody's education, I'm just saying that the ambition to do that far outweighs the opportunity. So you've got a lot of people coming out of university with degrees when they're like 50 grand in debt, with no jobs to go to, or they end up stacking shelves because jobs aren't available. If we start valuing apprenticeships more, by the age of 18, 19, you're earning a decent living. By the age of 20, 21, you could be owning your own house. By the age of 25, you can be employing 10 lads and getting the business going. And if you haven't really grabbed onto your education when you were at school, it doesn't mean you're not bright. It just means that you weren't good at learning and sitting there and paying attention and doing the things that you were doing. Rather than losing those people and telling them that they failed because they haven't necessarily come out with the qualifications that other people have, put them towards apprenticeships which are as valued. Because I can guarantee you that if you take up plastering, and you do really well and you work hard, you'll be earning a really good living at the moment, because plasterers, well, everybody wants plasterers at the moment. Bricklayers, same thing. You can be earning a really good living. Within 2 or 3 years, if you're good at getting jobs and being tidy and doing a good job and looking after the customer, you can employ 2 or 3, 4 people. Suddenly you've got yourself a business. You know, Chris has got plasterers working for him now, and he's got a home and he's renting out a cottage that he's doing it. We've got to change the idea that somehow apprenticeships are worth less than degrees. At the moment, for school leavers, an apprenticeship can be much more valuable.